Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you all are attempting all the tests on the daily basis, and I'm able to explain the things well. Now we are moving on to the next test. Today test is about the Panchayati Raj system, municipalities, cooperative societies, Lokpals and Lokayoks. First of all, as we start always, I just want to brief about the topic, and the topic is local self government. The most important is Panchayati Raj institution. First of all, why is Panchayati Raj institution or panchayats are important in the country like India? What it brings decentralization in legislature for three tier system like central government, state government, and then local self government or panchayats. From where we had enriched this concept. This is concept written in DPSP in article 40. This is a Gandhian principle, and Gandhiji is always in the support of decentralization of power to make more and more participation of citizen of India, the one who is being ruled, the one who is the citizen of the country must know about the government, must participate in the government, and self rule जो था वो इन concepts जो थे ये गांधी जी ने हमें provide किए थे, and we had enriched in article 40. Now if these articles are so very important, decentralization is very important for people participation especially, so why we had not ensured it in the original constitution? We had not ensured it in original constitution because of lack of resources. Therefore we had put this in DPSP for the instruction for the future governments. So if we are talking about its structure, the structure is three tier. At village level first, second at block level or taluka level, and third at district level. This is a three tier system. Panchayati Raj institution is introduced in our constitution and made it a constitutional body with 73rd Amendment Act, and 74th Amendment Act brings municipalities. Municipalities are basically for town. It have the different criteria which we will going to read it today also, and panchayats are specifically for grams and the areas which have not specific amount of population. Now in a local self government there are three important terms, three important concepts which we need to understand, and they are: number one is local. When I am saying the government and the legislature or executive body should be local, that means the need of citizen living in different part of country is different, as India is very diverse country geographically as well as religiously and linguistically and very other different cultural matters and different things. The necessity of people would also be different. A person living in Delhi or in a metropolitan cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, etc. is very different to a person living in Nagaland maybe. They are poles apart in their opportunities, in their things, in their daily habits, in their lifestyle. So we need some legislation, some legislature, some local government bodies which are local. The other is self. Self means if I am a tribal, I should be ruled or legislated, or my law making body should be at least one of tribal. That's why the criteria of reservation for women from a scheduled caste, scheduled tribe is there, that if you are a tribal, if you are a woman, you can understand the population of that place, the necessities of those people more well. As in tribal area, we had also added it before in essential commodities, that they need honey for their food, milk for their food. They don't eat the food as we are eating, so there should be something which is self, who can clearly understand the problems of those people. The third important word here is rural. India is the country of villages. We have diverse form, and in every corner of our country we have different villages with small population. For ruling those in their own manner, customs and culture, we need to each and every rural areas, to every customaries, the people living there, the government should be rural in nature, that everyone should participate in that, everyone should get justice, legislation, execution of policies according to their needs. So three important words: one is ruler, the second is self government, the other is local. So these three are the basic terms in local self government. Moving directly on the questions. Consider the following statement regarding 73rd Constitutional Amendment in the Panchayati Raj Institution. 73rd Amendment Act is initiated in 1992. The three-tier system structure, the three-tier structure was envisaged in every state at village, intermediary and district level. This is the rule, that there should be three-tier system, but in Arunachal Pradesh there are two-tier system. So not in every state. All states have to mandatorily constitute all the three-tier system, as we had already said ki Arunachal Pradesh do not have that, so there is no word said as mandatory. But the other part of statement say that all the three-tier, irrespective of their size and population, size and population is considered when they constitute the structural systems of Panchayati Raj. The third statement says the chairperson of panchayats at the intermediate and district levels, there shall be a indirect election. That's true, but chairperson at village level, it can be direct or indirect, determined by the state legislature. In these two, there shall be indirectly elected by the members. So which of the statements given above are incorrect? 1 and 2 are incorrect, third one is right statement. Now moving on to question number 2. Which of the following states UT are completely exempted from the application of part 9 of the constitution? Panchayats are not applicable to every state. 3 of the states are completely exempted. One is Nagaland, other is Meghalaya and the third one is Mizoram. Jammu and Kashmir was excluded before, but now it was added. Some other parts are also excluded, the parts of 5th schedule and 6th schedule. Unke liye PISA Act was introduced, but for now Nagaland is the only answer. The other two are Meghalaya plus Mizoram. There are parts of Manipur also, Assam also, but not completely exempted. Moving on to question number 3. Which among the following statements is incorrect with regards to National Human Rights Commission? First statement says it was established in 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Act by the Parliament. That's true. The National Human Rights Commission consists of chairperson and 5 members. Before it was chairperson plus 4, now it was 5 members. The chairperson and members are appointed by the parliament. No, it was appointed by the president. The chairperson and members hold the office for the term of 3 years or until they attain the age of 70. This is also the qualification. Chairperson is not eligible for reappointment. They are eligible for reappointment. Members are also eligible, but they are not eligible for the further office of profit under state or union government. So, statement 3 and 5 are incorrect. Answer is B. Moving on to question number 4, consider the following statements. The Act provides for the reservation of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribe in proportion for their population to the total population of the Panchayati Raj area. One thing the Act here was saying about the Panchayati Raj Act, the Act provide, see, proportion of their population means that panchayats are for the local and self-governing people. So local means that somewhere population of tribes maybe are 100% and somewhere there may be not 1 or 2% also. So proportionally representation of seats are very important here. Reservation for women representation exists at all levels. This statement is also true. Panchayati Raj system or 3-tier system of Panchayat Raj very well manifested the gender equality. Women are very well participating and electing and working as the members as well as chairmen of panchayats in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. There is a bill proposed, but there is no provision for the reservation of women till now. There is provision for reservation of OBCs. No, there is no provision for the reservation of OBC. Only 1 and 2 are correct. As well as ये वाला clause जो है ये अरुणाचल प्रदेश के लिए applicable नहीं है. Question number 5. Consider the following statement about Lokpal. First of all, Lokpal is for the grievances about the corruption, malpractices of the officials, of the government officials, public servants, etc., which are not addressed in any court. They can be addressed in Lokpal. Lokpal ka ambit has increased even to Prime Minister of India. So it is a redressal mechanism kind of thing for the good governance. The Lokpal will have the power of superintendence and direction over any investigating agency including the CBI for cases referred to them by Lokpal. ट्रू, ये उसका क्लॉज है, उसके पावर्स में एक्सरसाइज ऑफ पावर में आता है. द लोकपाल टू कंसिस्ट ऑफ चेयरपर्सन विद मैक्सिमम ऑफ 8% मेंबर्स विद 50% शेल बी जुडिशियल मेंबर. दिस स्टेटमेंट इज ऑल्सो राइट. ये लोकपाल के बारे में बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेसिक स्टेटमेंट्स हैं, इनके पावर्स में बहुत क्लियरली ये चीज़ दी हुई है. सो सी इज़ द करेक्ट आंसर. बोथ आर करेक्ट. Now question number 6. Which of the following statement is correct with respect to Lokpal? The Lokpal and Lokayukt were to be set up on the pattern of institution of ombudsman in Scandinavian countries and parliamentary commission on investigation on the New Zealand. Factual question hai. In the chapter also first we have to read the background. In these countries like New Zealand and Scandinavian countries, citizen charters, citizen redressal mechanisms are preferred before the state and government. While Lokpal and Lokayukts are very late in India, they are addressed very late because of lack of political will, especially. Other reasons are also there and mentioned also. But the special reason is that lack of political will. Nobody wants to keep check and balances on them. So this is the body for check and balances for the highest of officials like Prime Minister also. They should be demonstratively independent and impartial. of course, agar if these bodies are not independent as well as impartial, so there is no relevance and they cannot be able to redress the grievances of citizens, the lowest of the person in the legislature and the highest of the person in the legislature as well. So independence and impartiality is very important. Both the statements are correct. Which of the following measures are available in India for promoting public participation in lawmaking? In lawmaking we had already done it. A policy of consultation, formulation of secretary is not the participation by the people, and third is also correct. So 1 and 3 is the correct answer. Factual question kind of. These questions are very easy questions. For that you just need to acknowledge yourself what the statements, what the words specifically said. You can easily do this, and these questions bring the edge in your exam that you are making it right. If you are making it right, you can crack it, and if you are not, then you are in trouble. Number 8. Consider the following statement regarding the Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013. The Lokpal has jurisdiction to inquire into allegation of corruption against the institutions aided by the government. If government is financing partially or fully any institute, they comes under the jurisdiction of Lokpal. It is very clearly specified in the books that if the institute is just aided by the government, they are excluded. Next statement says Lokpal cannot suo motu procedure against any public servant. That's true. Question number 9. In the context of local governance, the principle of subsidiarity implies that reaching to smallest. This is the basic meaning of this principle. That means that a government should reach to the lowest of section of the societies, and each and every citizen should enjoy the good governance of the country. The local government institution should act as the subsidiary of the state government. No, the statement is reversed. Actually, state government should behave like the subsidiary of local government. So the local government should perform their work well, unbiased, and should reach to each and every citizen. A higher authority should not exercise functions which can be carried out efficiently by lower departments. Of course, जो functions higher authorities, any functions which are performed by the higher authorities and should subdue to lower department, which they can do efficiently, should be given and given for the exercise to lower departments and local governments as well. Provision of social auditing. Yes, if social auditing means that what people are feeling about the things is social auditing. So this provision is also important for this principle. Answer is D, 2 and 3 only. Question number 10. With reference to cooperative societies, which of the following statements are correct? The 91st Constitutional Amendment Act gave the constitutional status and protection to cooperative society. Yes, it was given constitutional status and protection to cooperative society, but not in 91st, in 99th Constitutional Amendment Act. आपको major Constitutional Amendment Act you should mug up, you should learn it by mnemonics or whatever, but major amendments should be learned. The cooperative societies in the Constitution are mentioned in DPSP. True, because first of all we don't have fully resourced country, so we had put things in DPSP which are directives and the kind of direction given to future governments for their implement. The right to form a cooperative is fundamental right. This we have also completed and covered in Article 19 also. So 2 and 3 are the correct statement. Consider the following statement regarding the local governments. According to Constitution, it is mandatory for the state's legislature. It is not mandatory. They should transfer both 11th Panchayati Raj schedule, and 12th schedule is municipality. The state legislature can provide for mandatory educational qualification for the candidates to contest elections in the local body. Second statement is correct. Administration as per 5th schedule. 5th schedule areas, as we had discussed it before also, that 10 states are scheduled as 5th scheduled areas. One state, one schedule area. In 6th schedule areas, we can define many different areas in single state also, but in 5th schedule, one state, one area. So about this, President can notify, denotify, re-notify and alter the boundaries of scheduled area after the consultation of governor concerned. The statement is right. The governor has to submit report on administration of such areas annually. It is more the responsibility, the schedule areas as well as schedule area in 5th as well as in 6th. The more powers are with president and governor than legislatures. Their responsibilities are more towards these areas. Governor has to submit reports on administration of such areas annually or as president may determine. True again. Center can give directions to state for administration of such areas. When legislation is done by the state administration, center can give their directions. Tribal Advisory Council is established with 20 members. 3/4 representatives should be ST in Legislative Assembly. Its advice on welfare and advancement on ST in scheduled area. All the 4 statements are correct. 11th schedule is about panchayats. 11th schedule contains 29 functional items placed within the purview of panchayats. 11th schedule shows which all the functions state has designated to panchayats. Go through functions once. 29 functions are there, and all the functions are very specific and livelihood related functions to the villages of our country. It includes agriculture, water management and implementation of land reforms. These all the 3 are included in that. Both the statements are correct, so answer is D, because question is asking about not correct. Question number 14 is a factual question. Which of the following is not the member of selection committee of the appointment of Lokpal? Lokpal ka selection committee is equally important as a Lokpal. Law commissioner is not there. Leader of opposition, Lok Sabha speaker, prime minister plus CJI plus eminent jurist are also included. Question number 15 says, in the context of the Panchayati Raj system in India, which of the following provisions were recommended by Balwant Rai Mehta committee? See, this committee on Panchayati Raj system, how Panchayati Raj system is constitutionalized is very, very important. There are 6 major committees which you should remember, and their recommendations are equally important. Directly committees पे questions आते हैं. The most important of them are Balwant Rai Mehta committee, Ashok Mehta committee, GV Rao committee, Dantwala Rao committee on block development, Hanumant Rao committee and LM Singhvi committee. ये 6 कमिटीज़ हैं. इनके रिकमेंडेशंस एटलीस्ट गो थ्रू इट, और नहीं तो जो भी कमिटीज़ मेजरली जिस चीज़ पे पॉइंट आउट कर रही हैं, एटलीस्ट यू शुड रिमेंबर दैट. नाउ अबाउट बलवंत राय Mehta committee. This is the first committee we are reading in book also. This is the first solid background which is given, solid grounds for the panchayat, or they had laid down some of the structure that how we can process out with the panchayati raj or local self governments. Constitutional recognition to panchayati raj institution. No, this committee does not says anything about the constitutional recognition. They just said about the Panchayati Raj institution, provision of direct election at all the levels in 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj system. This statement is also not correct. They are saying village panchayat may direct elections should be conducted, but not for all the 3 tiers. All planning and development activities should be entrusted to these bodies. This statement is very generic. Panchayats are for the ground level planning and developmental activities to each and every villages and part of country for uniformity in development. So only 3 is correct. D is the right answer. Question number 16 say, consider the following statement regarding to ward committee. 74th Amendment Act mandates for setting up of ward committees. It's come under the municipalities within the territorial area of municipalities having the population of at least 5 lakh or more. Rest of the statement is right, but not 5 lakh, it's 3 lakhs. The state legislature by law provides for both the composition and manner in which the seats of the wards should be filled. The second statement is right. Moving on to the question number 17. In context of local government in India, which of the following are directly elected? Chairperson of Gram Panchayats. See, chairperson of intermediary plus districts are indirect. They can be direct or indirect as by state legislatures. The chairperson of municipal corporations, they are also determined by state legislatures. The member of panchayats at the district level. Member of panchayats, these are chairpersons, these are members. Members at all the 3 levels, panchayats, intermediaries and district, they are directly elected members, and chairpersons for only panchayats state legislature will determine, and these both intermediary as well as district, it is indirect. So only 3 is the right answer. In which of the following constitution provides for reservation of 1/3 seats in women? Not in state assemblies, not in Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, Gram Panchayats and municipalities only. In 108th Constitutional Amendment Act, Rajya Sabha initiated it, but it is lapsed in Lok Sabha. So for now only 4th and 5th. C is the correct answer. Question number 19 says, consider the following statements regarding the notified area committee. Notified area committee is created for fast developing towns due to industrialization. It is created for 2 purposes. One is fast developing towns. The other, who are not fulfilling the criteria of municipalities. These are the 2 areas for which we develop notified area committee. The next statement says, committee consists entirely of nominated members. Simply a factual statement. Both the statements are correct. Very factual, easy questions. These questions you are not able to leave. The Act of Parliament and State Legislature does not apply to Schedule 5th region, but apply the modification or exceptions made by, as I said, कि President and Governor have the more responsibility towards scheduled areas. Very easy question, very factual question, and you can't able to leave these kind of questions. Which of the following part of the constitutions were amended, inserted by the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992? Part 9, it is itself panchayat, 9A is municipality and 9B is cooperative societies. Schedule 11th, subjects 29 in number, and schedule 12 is about municipalities. Now part 12 includes finances, properties, so it is not trade, etc. So it is not included in this. 1 and 2 are the correct answer. Very easy question again. You should have know this. With reference to municipal cooperation, consider the following statement. A municipal corporation has 3 authorities, namely council, standing committee and commissioner. The right thing. The municipal council is headed by municipal corporation. Municipal commissioner, no, it is headed by mayor. Mayor is responsible for the implementation of decisions taken by the council and standing committee. No, it is also not right. The responsibility of these decisions are upon municipal commissioner. So both are flip-flopped. Only statement 1 is correct. Which of the following are types of urban local body? Very straightforward questions. These questions please attempt it. Please don't leave these simple questions because we just think that these questions are not very important and leave reading it. Part of type of urban local bodies. There are 8 types. Town area committee is there. Cantonment board, township, port trust, special purpose agency. All the 5 are there. Plus municipalities, municipal corporations and notified areas. So these the correct. Question number 24 now. Which of the following are incorporated in local self-government for India? These are concept based questions, hard level questions. If you are not very clear about the terminologies, please do not attempt these questions. So separate personal system means that local body by themselves can appoint, administer and control their own personal. Unified personal system means that state can also appoint, administer and control their personals. That can also set statewide cadre based service. Integrated personnel means that these personals which are appointed by states and administered and controlled by state can also transfer not only in local bodies but also state services of same areas. So this is mean as integrated personal system. All the 3 are incorporated in India. These the correct answer. Question number 25. Consider the following statement regarding corruption perception index. Very factual question. The first statement is correct. It is published by this organization. India has 40th position in 2020 as well as 41 in 2019. The India experienced slow progress in anti-corruption efforts. It can be simply shown here with several government commitments to reform not yet materializing efficiently. Both the statements are correct. Question number 26. Lokpal and Lokayukt Act 2013. The Lokpal consists of chairman with maximum of 8 members. This we have already done before also. Of which 50% shall be judicial member. 50% of members of the Lokpal shall come from amongst the SC, ST and OBC minorities and women. This is also the provision. It provides for all expenses of Lokpal charged from the Consolidated Fund of India for their impartial behavior, which should be the very important feature of Lokpal or Lokayukts. So all the statements are correct here. Moving on to the next. It is the structural variation of Lokayukt. The Lokayukt and Up-Lokayukts are appointed by the Governor of States. The right statement. In state they are appointed by the governor. Governor consult the Chief Justice of State of High Court, State concerned High Court and the leader of opposition. See, State High Court कि चीफ जस्टिस को कंसर्न करना, यू कैन डिकोड इट, बट रिमेंबर दिस, लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली इज ऑल्सो कंसर्न. बोथ द स्टेटमेंट्स आर करेक्ट, सो not correct is asked. D is the correct answer. Consider the following statement. The minimum age prescribed for any person to be a member of panchayat is 30 years. No, it is 21 years. The panchayat reconstituted after the premature dissolution continues only for the remainder period. Yes. The provision of this part are not applicable to union territories. They are applicable to union territories, but president can determine it also. President can exclude it also. This power is given to president. So only 2 is correct. Which of the statement is I think there is some printing mistake. A is the answer, but only 2. Please correct it down on your papers. Moving on to the next one. Question number 29. Again a very factual question, but these questions can give you edge, mediocre kind of questions. Consider the following statement. The chief secretary in the state is appointed by the governor of that state. This is right. On the recommendation and choice of chief minister. The chief secretary in the state has a fixed tenure. No, it is not any fixed tenure. It can be extended, but it is seen that as a new chief minister comes, they can appoint the other chief secretary of the state. So only 1 is correct. This is again a very factual question. Which of the organization are statutory bodies? All the 3 are the statutory bodies here. The Central Groundwater Authority is constituted under Environmental Protection Act of 1986 of Central Groundwater Authority. Airport Economic Regulatory Authority is constituted in 2008. The Central Pollution Control Board is created under 1974 Water Pollution Control Act. So these are the statutory bodies and formed under these acts. Moving on to the next question, question number part of 9A, that means municipalities. A person have special knowledge for experience in municipal administration. Yes, very clearly written in the constitutional as well as any of the standard book. Persons having the knowledge of practical experience in the field of science. This is for the nomination of councils, rather councils. The member of Lok Sabha representing constituencies which comprise wholly a part of municipal areas. This is also a part of it. 1 and 3 are the correct statement. Question number 32 says division of executive powers between center and state. The executive power distributed between center and state on the lines of legislative powers itself. So the statement says the center has executive powers on the matter of which it can make legislations. Very true. The second part says this is for the entire territory of India because it is the power of center. The statement is very much knowledge based and conceptual statement. Factual statement नहीं है. आप decode करोगे, you can easily mark it right. States have executive powers throughout the entire territory of for all matters on which it can legislate. That whatever matter they have the power of legislations, they can execute it also. Both the statements are correct. The statements are not tough or they don't need very deep knowledge, just decoding of words and terminologies. Moving on to the next question, question number 33. Which of the following statement is not correct? Please mention this word very carefully. Incorrect, not correct. ये mistakes we do whole of our life. At least I do whole of my life. I am not able to read it in the question or either in the statement. So please, at least you don't do the same mistake. The term for every municipality is provided under the constitution is for maximum 5 years from the date of scheduled for its first meeting. This is right, this is tenure of it. Every municipality shall be given a reasonable opportunity for being heard before its dissolution. This is also a truth statement. If the reminder period of the dissolution municipality is less than 6 months, there is not necessary. Very important. That is not necessary to hold election within that frame of time. Retrospective law cannot be brought. Retrospective law are not given very much importance in India. These law are not applicable to the present citizens as well, present doings also. In article 20 for citizens also it was said that retrospective laws ke basis pe you will not get the punishments. That is for citizen, and this clause is for municipalities. Question number 34 about the cantonment board. It is established for the municipal administration for civilian population in cantonment area. Civilian population here means that the families, the housing boards, the houses, whoever are living there, these are the civilian population, because only one member or maybe two members are from army or any defense forces, but others are regarded as civilian as well. It works under the administrative control of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. No, if they have to work under any other ministry, they will not make other board. It is only under Ministry of Defense. Only one is correct. Statement 2 is not correct. Moving on to the next question. Question number 35. To be appointed as chairperson of Lokpal, a person, the term of office for Lokpal chairman and members is 5 years or till the age of 70. Yes, this is very directly asked statement. He must have been a judge of a high court for at least 10 years. No, they have the only clause of years was added that they have the knowledge and experience of about 25 years in any of the organization which is working for anti-corruptions. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is not correct. Question number 36 is highly factual. C is the correct answer. Interstate water dispute. Simply article is asked. Consider the following authorities appointed by the president. Judges of High Court. Correct. It's very simple. Chairman of Law Commission by Parliament, and Lokayukt for a state by Governor. So only one is the correct statement. The secretary of to Lokpal is appointed by the chairman of Lokpal. Very factual question again. Question number 39. State Finance Commission shall be appointed by the governor every 5 years to decide. Principle of distribution of net proceeds of the taxes between the state and panchayats. The distribution of finances between panchayats, especially local self-government bodies and state, is recognized by the Finance Commission. Grants and aid to panchayats from states. The commission is important because it's the endo of state that what they are giving to panchayats. It was not very clearly mentioned, so it is needed that it can be checked as well. The determination of tax that can be assigned to panchayats, the colliding statement. So all the statements are correct. D is the correct answer. Question number 40. Who is empowered to direct that the Act of Parliament do not apply in the scheduled areas of Assam? Scheduled areas of Assam come in schedule 6 areas. Apply with amendments. President do not take this part. Governor is the right answer. Only 2. Question number 41. Which is true with regards to the Water Disputes Tribunal? No Indian court can intervene. That's true. Under Article 131, Supreme Court can only decide about the controversy, but its jurisdiction is not beyond this. After the verdict is passed, it becomes binding on all the parties. Both the statements are correct. Consider the following statement. Prime Minister has been brought under the purview of the Lokpal with specific exclusions. This statement is correct. Lokpal is final appellate authority on all the decisions related to public authority. Both the statements are correct. Both 1 and 2. Parliament can exercise control on state legislation. This is also from the chapter of center and state relation. The president can direct states to reserve money bill and other financial bill for his asset during the final emergency. Very true statement. Bill on certain matters on state list can be introduced in state legislature only after presidential sanction. This statement is also correct. Governor can reserve bill passed by state legislation for presidential asset. President enjoy absolute veto in them. All the three statements are correct. Functions of zonal councils. Zonal councils are made for reducing the regional disparity, regional differences in India, because being a very diverse country and climatically prone country, India is having the very large misdistribution of resources. That means some of the states are very rich in resources, the other are not very rich in resources. That's why we are having the state conflicts also, because one state do not want to have the burden of other states. So zonal councils are in function. Secure political equilibrium in the country. Yes, because it gives the political idea to them ki what is the need of that area, what is the need of that zones. Arrest after effects of the separation of states on linguistic basis. Achieve emotional integration in the country. All the three statements are correct. Again, interstate council. It is article number question number 45 is again very factual question. Now, Rashtriya Garima Abhiyan is a national campaign too. It is a national campaign for manual scavenging and rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is very important part of any eradication of malpractice, because if you can just eradicate the thing and you will not rehabilitate it, so what else they can go? They have to go back. So both the things are eradication then rehabilitation are part of a single coin. Article 262, again very factual question. Article 262 confers power on the center to establish water dispute tribunal and river boards. It's not about Central Water Commission. Only 1 and 3. If panchayat is dissolved before the term ends, then the new election must take place within 6 months. Now question number 49. Panchayat extension to Scheduled Area Act 1996. Panchayat extension to Scheduled Area Act or simply PISA Act are applied to Schedule 5 areas, not Schedule 6 areas. These are given the special Panchayat Extension Act because they have the special needs. The people are living there are having special needs, and these states are special circumstances. That's why their laws are quite different from entire country. A state legislation on panchayat shall be consonant to their law and practices for managing community resources. Yes, the state needs to do that. That's why they are quite differently managed. Reservation of seats shall be proportion to their population, not less than 50%. No, this is not applied here. The state legislation shall ensure higher level panchayats don't usurp authority of the lower level panchayats. No, the statement is very much incorrect. The right statement is only A. Last question. Gram Sabha is village assembly. This is all about the today's paper. Next papers is about emergency. The main topic there covered is emergency, and that is the last topic wise paper. For now, the paper is very near. It is around 45 days we are left with. For today, I just want to say that don't waste your time. Time is a very important thing which we are dealing with today. Neither allow yourself nor anyone else to waste your time. Don't involve into rubbish things. मैं भी राजेंद्र प्लेस में रही हूँ. I also lived in Karol Bagh, and there I had seen myself also, that we just included our money, our time into rubbish talks. Chai pe charcha, we go for long tea breaks. We are not studying, we are just wasting our time in thinking ki what else other people have done and we had not done. My dad always say to me that write down ki in evening itself that what you have to do in next morning, and always calculate how much time you spend it on people and on your books or on your goals. See, Buddha said that the biggest problem with humankind is that we believe that we have time. No, either you are doing IAS, either you are doing UPSC, any other state PCS or anything like that. Don't waste your time on thinking ki what others are doing. Either it wrong or either it right. Whatever is right from other persons, just grasp it. You are getting something good from the paper, grasp it. Just don't waste your time in anything else. Now, at least now, time is the most important thing which you should focus on. So, we are ending our lecture here. We'll meet tomorrow with questions of emergency. Please do your questions on the daily basis. And we will also conducting a doubt session. The date will be soon updated on the website, or can be taught to you in any of the way. In that doubt session, we will take all the doubts and questions which are not maybe clearly explained here, or the things, some misprints are also there. We will talk about that also. So anything you want to be asked directly to me, you can meet me on the doubt session. Thank you for today and best of luck for the next paper.